The containment cell hummed with alien technology, its walls pulsing with bioluminescent patterns that would have mesmerized any other species. But Sarah Chen had stopped noticing the pretty lights hours ago. Her focus remained fixed on the three Vorthak interrogators standing before her, their insectoid faces betraying nothing but cold calculation. Human, the lead interrogator clicked in its mechanical translation device. You will provide the location of your species' military installations. Sarah's lips cracked as she attempted to smile through the pain. Blood trickled from the corner of her mouth. I've told you already. I'm just a xenobiologist. I study plants. The interrogator's compound eyes shifted, reflecting the chamber's eerie glow. Your deception grows tiresome. We know humans possess advanced defensive capabilities. Your ship's destruction of our scout fleet proves this. That wasn't us, Sarah gasped. We're explorers, not warriors. The second Vorthak moved forward, its neural disruptor crackling to life. Perhaps more persuasion is required. What followed was methodical, clinical, and brutal. The Vorthak had perfected torture across a dozen conquered species, understanding exactly how much pain each nervous system could endure before permanent damage occurred. They pushed Sarah to that threshold repeatedly, then pulled back, allowing her body to recover just enough to continue. Sarah's screams echoed through the ship's corridors. She begged, she pleaded, she offered what little information she actually possessed about human settlements. But it was never enough. The Vorthak wanted military secrets she didn't have, strategic information beyond her clearance level. Commander Zixith observed from the control room above, his satisfaction growing with each human cry. These humans had somehow destroyed an entire Vorthak fleet with primitive vessels. The High Command demanded answers, and they would have them. Increase neural stimulation by 15%, he ordered. The third interrogator hesitated. Commander, readings indicate the subject is approaching biological failure. Then we extract what we can before termination. These creatures cannot be as resilient as initial reports suggested. The torture continued. Sarah's body convulsed as electrical impulses overloaded her nervous system. Her heart rate spiked beyond sustainable levels. Blood vessels burst behind her eyes. At 14:27 ship time, Sarah Chen's vital signs flatlined. The Vorthak interrogators stepped back, disappointment evident in their clicking mandibles. Another subject dead before yielding useful intelligence. Dispose of the body, Commander Zixith ordered. Prepare the next human for questioning. But something made them pause. The human corpse remained in the chamber, unsealed and unguarded. Standard procedure would have been immediate disposal, but the commander wanted to examine human physiology for future reference. At 15:04 ship time, exactly 37 minutes after clinical death, something impossible happened. Sarah Chen's eyes opened. The nearest Vorthak guard barely had time to process what it was seeing before Sarah's hand shot out, crushing its throat with inhuman strength. She moved with fluid precision, breaking the second guard's exoskeleton before it could sound an alarm. Impossible, whispered the third guard, fumbling for its weapon. Sarah turned toward it, and the guard saw something that would haunt its dreams until its dying day. The human's eyes held no pain, no fear, no trace of the broken victim from minutes before. Instead, they burned with an ancient intelligence that seemed to peer directly into the guard's soul. Not impossible, Sarah said, her voice carrying harmonics that shouldn't exist in a human throat. Inevitable. Commander Zixith watched the security feeds in growing horror as the supposedly dead human moved through his ship like a force of nature. She didn't run. She walked calmly through corridors, seemingly knowing exactly where to go. Weapons fire passed through her as if she were made of mist, yet her touch could shatter Vorthak battle armor. Sound general alarm, Zixith commanded. Deploy all security forces. But it was too late. Sarah had reached the engine core. She placed her palms against the quantum reactor housing, and the massive ship shuddered. Warning klaxons blared as containment fields fluctuated wildly. "Human!" Zixith spoke through the ship's communication system, his voice barely controlled. "What are you?" Sarah looked up at the security camera, and Zixith felt his blood freeze. When she spoke, her words were transmitted directly into his mind, bypassing all technology. "We tried to tell you," her voice echoed in his consciousness. "We're explorers. But what you failed to understand is what we explore." The ship's lights flickered as Sarah's presence expanded, touching every system simultaneously. "We don't just study the universe, Commander. We study what lies beyond it. Life, death, the spaces between spaces, and sometimes," she smiled. And in that expression, Zixith saw the vast depth of human experience. "We bring back souvenirs." The quantum reactor stabilized, but not in any way Vorthak science could explain. Instead of containing antimatter, it now pulsed with something far more fundamental, the raw essence of continuity itself. "Your species conquers through strength," Sarah continued, beginning to walk toward the bridge. "But humans have learned to conquer something far more challenging: endings." Every Vorthak on the ship felt it then, a presence that predated their civilization, their species, their very understanding of existence. It was patient, curious, and absolutely relentless. "We offered friendship." Sarah's mental voice grew, stronger as she approached. "You responded with torture. So now you'll learn what humans become when you try to end us." Commander Zixith reached for his weapon, then stopped. What was the point of fighting something that treated death as merely an inconvenience? When Sarah Chen walked onto the bridge 37 minutes after dying, she was no longer just a xenobiologist. She was humanity's response to the universe's ultimate question. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? The answer, as the Vorthak would learn, was that humanity simply changed the rules of the game. "Now then," Sarah said, settling into the commander's chair as if she belonged there, "shall we discuss the terms of your surrender?"